What is happening, everybody? I am the Architect, and today I am bringing you sort of a combined manga haul, manga reading log video for the month of December of 2020. Now, I know I'm late on this video. I had planned to make a couple videos over the weekend, and it was going to be lit, but then I stepped on the leg of my tripod and busted it, and there was just no fixing it. So I had to get a new one. It's here now. I can get back to making content, and you know, instead of making two videos since I'm late, I was going to go ahead and combine both of them into one because most of the stuff that I read this past month, I got in this past month, so it kind of works. So, anyway, that's the explanation. We're going to get into that today. But before we do that, if you're new here, I post weekly manga-related videos, so if you're interested in that sort of thing and you like this video, go ahead and drop me a like down there. And considering that most of my viewers still aren't subscribed to me, why not just go ahead and take a few seconds to bop that subscribe button on your way out. I really appreciate it if you would. Links to all my social media as well as my Rise of Affiliate link are down in the description below if you want to check that out. But enough of that, we're going to hop right into the stuff that I got this month. And we're going to start off with stuff that I already covered in an unboxing video earlier this month, starting with this one right here, the Quintessential Quintuplets Volume 11. Now, I've talked plenty about this series over the last few months that I've been doing videos, and again, I've had very mixed feelings on this. I mentioned before that I do not like the ending, but I do enjoy the story. It is a fun shonen romantic comedy. If you want to see my past thoughts on the series, you can go ahead and check out my other videos. I talk about the series a lot because I really got immersed in this year. And again, the ending wasn't really my thing, but I did enjoy the story, and I do recommend this series. It is really, really fun. And yeah, I really enjoyed it up until the ending, as I mentioned before. Many times. But yeah, it's good. It's still good. And it seems like we can't really have a manga haul video without some Comey. This is Comey Can't Communicate, volumes 7 through 10. I believe this catches me up with the releases here in America. I believe volume 11 should be coming out relatively soon. But again, this is a very, very feel-good, relaxing sort of series. Focusing on a girl with communication disorder who has a hard time talking to people and wants to make 100 friends. And again, she's having a bit of a hard time with it, being that she literally cannot talk to people, or at least has a lot of difficulty talking to people because, well, she just gets super nervous and such. I can relate to that. I was like that in high school a lot. But this is the one volume that I did not show in a video. These came in an unboxing video earlier this month, so this is fairly new. I got this later on, and yeah, this looks like a really, really cute volume in particular. So yeah, I can't wait to finish reading that and get caught up with it. Again, I'm really, really super big on Comey. I'm still waiting for the anime for it. I don't know if we'll ever get it, but at least we got these to keep us company. Now, next up, we have this little gem, Miyarokochan. Now, I made a whole first impression video on that, so if you want to see a full analysis of this volume, go ahead and check out that video. But I'll go over briefly about this one. It's about this girl named Miko who wakes up suddenly being able to see these really, really creepy, nasty monsters and ghouls around her when no one else can. And her way of coping with it is to ignore them and just hope they go away. And it leads to a bunch of really, really ridiculous situations where she's at school around people and these things just keep popping up out of nowhere. But it is a really, really interesting horror comedy kind of concept, and I've mentioned in my video that the artwork in this is pretty ridiculous. How I feel like it had to almost definitely be inspired by Junji Ito, because some of these creatures are ridiculous. I mean, all you got to do is flip through like the first couple pages, and yeah, this is the kind of stuff you're dealing with right here, folks. I mean, Jeebus. But I enjoyed this first volume. I'll probably be picking up more of it. I want to see where this goes, especially after the twist that happens at the end of this volume. I mean, holy moly, that could go somewhere. So if you're a fan of horror comedy, I would suggest that you give this one a look. You might like it, you might not, but it's pretty good so far. Also in that unboxing, we got this, Moriarty the Patriot, one of the newer Shonen Jump series that focuses mainly on William James Moriarty, who, if you don't know, is basically the arch nemesis to Sherlock Holmes. Now, I read this volume last month and was very, very impressed with it. I don't know a whole lot about Sherlock Holmes, but this story did a very, very good job at setting up the character of Moriarty from his childhood up until the point where he becomes this super sleuth, kind of very manipulative intellectual who solves crimes and starts to come into his own. I got sort of a light Yagami feel from Moriarty here without the god complex, or maybe he does have a god complex in this. I don't know. I know he's good at what he does, and there's a lot of mind games that go on in this as he kind of gets the better of people and outsmarts them. Very, very good story so far, and I'm looking forward to picking up more. Yeah, it's very, very good. And I believe the last thing manga related we got from that box was Livingstone. As I mentioned before, I was super interested in getting into this series because it's from the same creator as Dead Man Wonderland. And I haven't gotten into this yet, but I do plan on reading this month and doing a full review on it, so look forward to that. I still don't know a whole lot about this series, so I'm actually really, really interested. I noticed that for whatever reason, there's some significant yellowing on this particular volume. Maybe not on the sides, but definitely on the top. And this came from Right Stuff, so that's unfortunate, but I guess I can handle that. Maybe I'll have to check out Manga Sloth's video on how to repair manga. Go check out Manga Sloth, by the way. He's super cool. Anyway, I'm looking forward to getting into this, and the artwork is very, very cool. I haven't really even opened these pages yet to see what the artwork on the inside looks like, but yeah, some of that looks different. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Look forward to a review from this. Yeah. Looking forward to it. Still got quite a bit to cover here. I had a pretty decent haul this month. Not huge, but I think quality-wise was very good. Because I picked up the first 5 volumes of Noragami. Now this is a series I've been interested in for a long time. I've known about the anime for a while. I've heard things about the manga. Really, really good things. So I picked up the first 5 volumes from a Facebook sale. Got a pretty good deal on these 5. And definitely looking forward to getting into this series. Let's go through the covers real quick. Volume 1, Volume 2 with this lion. Very Narnia type of cover right there. That's kind of interesting. And then we have Volume 3, Volume 4. I like that color. That's very cool. And then number 5. Yeah, Noragami, I've heard all positive things. I've heard that the manga for this is very, very underrated. I don't usually hear a lot about this, but the stuff that I do hear about is always positive. So I'm going to kick off with the first 5 volumes, and then we'll go from there. I have a feeling, just from what I've skimmed through so far, that I will enjoy that. But we will see. Time will tell. This next one I was pretty excited to get in. This is the second omnibus for Gambling Apocalypse, Kaiji. Now, I read the first one last month, and I think about halfway through the first one, I decided to pick up the second one because the first volume of this, or first omnibus, whatever you want to call it, definitely grabbed me pretty early on. I felt like the entire time I was reading it, there was like this intense music just playing in the back of my head because this story gets super intense real quick. The story is about this guy, Kaiji, who falls on bad times, really doesn't have a job, doesn't have money, made the mistake of signing on a loan for a friend that didn't go well. They come to collect, and they tell him that he can go onto this boat where there's a bunch of gambling games where, on one hand, if he wins, he can clear all of his debt and make a lot of money in the meantime. But if he doesn't, then we don't know exactly what happens, but it's not good. So the story essentially focuses on high-stakes gambling and all the intensity that comes with that. There's a lot of mind games that go into this. There's a lot of manipulation of the rules and such. Very, very fascinating story. I believe this is a classic from the 90s. And yeah, the artwork is something that people have a hard time getting past, just the jagged lines and everything. I think the artwork is fine. I don't have an issue with it at all. In fact, I think some of the scenes in here, during the dramatic scenes, the amount of shading that goes into this. So the art style isn't really a problem for me, and I hope it isn't for you because this story deserves to be read. I think you would really, really enjoy this. This is a straight-up recommendation from me for the month of January. I think you should read Kaiji. And this next one, I think I can say pretty confidently that this is the most unique thing that I have in my collection so far. And that is this one right here, Dogningen. Now, I know what it says. I'm not going to say what it says, because luckily, the person who made this volume gave us an alternative title for it, Dogningen. Ningen, of course, meaning human in Japanese. Now, the reason this is so unique is that it was actually made by a YouTuber, as you can tell from the credits here. The story is by DH Animations, so if you want to go check him out, feel free to. But I saw this circulate around the manga community recently, decided to go ahead and pick it up. I have not read this yet. I've read the premise, And if you want to know the premise, I insist that you go and look it up because I don't really want to mention the contents of this on a video, at least not right now. What I can talk about is just the details on this, and it has like a matte finish, which is pretty nice, but really what makes this stand out is the black pages. This is very rare. I've never actually seen this in a manga, so this is very interesting. I kind of like the look of it. It really stands out. That's why I'm saying it's really unique. Here's the back cover, which is actually the front cover because it still reads right to left like a typical manga would. Yeah, I'm not gonna, just in case there's anything, this is definitely a plus 18 manga, so 18 plus or whatever. So I'm not going to show much of the contents because I really don't know what I'm going to turn to. But Dogningen. Yes, I said that correctly. Yeah, it's definitely unique, man. Definitely unique. And finally, we have something that I was super excited to get into recently, and that was a manga by Shuzo Ishimi. I got the first 4 volumes of Happiness. Now, I had seen Shuzo Ishimi's name being thrown around recently, and I really wanted to start getting into his works, and I felt like Happiness was a good place to start, just like it seemed like a really interesting premise to me, and kind of an easy entry point, because people have compared this to Tokyo Ghoul, and after reading the first volume, I can kind of see where those comparisons come from, but I gotta say so far that I am pretty hooked on this. Let's go through the covers real quick, because these covers are really, really cool looking. There's the first one here. Here's volume 2. Let's show the back. There's not much on the back, but we can show it. And then volume 3, this one looks very, very interesting, like blood splattered. And this one, which is in a nice factory wrapped seal here right now, which I appreciate. And this one is like the craziest of the 4. This very, very colorful, artistic one. The story is initially about a school kid that is attacked by a vampire and then slowly starts to turn into a vampire, and just his feelings and experiences during that transition. One thing I got to mention so far is just the artwork of this. The artwork blew me away. The way that Oshimi presents feelings and emotions through artwork is fantastic so far, and I think I'm gonna go and buy his entire library before the end of the year because this blew me away right off the bat. So I can't wait to get more of this. I can't wait to read more of this. He's got 2 other main stories that I know of, which is Flowers of Evil, which is mentioned up here, and Blood on the Tracks. I believe he has another one called Inside Mari, but that one has some mixed reviews from what I've heard. But I'm really, really looking forward to getting more of this. There's only 10 volumes in this story. I have 4 of them so far. I'm thinking about just going and ordering the other 6 because I know I'm going to love this. I want to have it so I can binge it. So, fantastic. So, folks, that is going to do it for this manga. Hello? Yo. Oh, no, man, not today. Oh, this will do just fine. All right. Okay, man, just open the door. What is this? Postal service is getting way too personal, bro. How'd they even get in here? It's my bedroom door. What even is this? Wait. No, don't get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up, man. It might not be, but it might be. Alright, what are you? What are you? It's beautiful. Guys, I think I'm gonna cry. It came. It finally came. Golden Kamuy, Volume 2. Now, those of you who have followed me on my channel for the last few months knows that trying to get my hands on this volume of manga has been a trial. It has been a challenge. It has been a struggle. But it's finally over. And I mean this seriously, guys. again, if you're new here, go back and watch my other manga hauls, and you will hear my plight when it came to trying to find Volume 2 of Golden Kamuy. Oh my gosh, it has just been, it's been something else. But regardless, I finally have Golden Kamuy Volume 2, which means I can finally start reading the series. I had Volume 1 for forever, I have Volumes 3 through 14, and now I finally filled the gap in my collection and the gap in my heart. Thank you, Books A Million, because they were the ones who finally came through for me. And you know what? I think I'm going to repay them by paying one of their stores a visit for a manga shopping video. So look for that in the future, hopefully soon. So on that gracious note, we come to the end of this December manga haul / reading log video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I would love to hear what you guys have been reading and collecting recently, so go ahead and put that in the comment section below. If you like this video, go ahead and drop me a like if you would. If you dislike it, reserve the right to dislike it, man. That's all on you. And subscribe if you want to see videos just like this one. On that note, I am the Architect, and I'll see you in the next video.
Perfect.